So is supplementing with birth control going to negatively impact your ability to lose fat or build muscle? You will have the suppression of both estradiol and progesterone just simply by taking a combination pill. It's just to say that there are real considerations that you should make if you are trying to be a competitive physique athlete and if you have other alternatives of birth control that you're considering. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Cory Hageman, and today we are talking about something that I get asked almost every week, and that is my birth control going to negatively impact my ability to prep? Hormonal birth control is the general term for all delivery forms of an exogenous steroid drug intended to suppress ovarian function. It does this in two ways. First, decreasing the luteinizing hormone. The second way is by decreasing FSH. So with combination pills, you're also going to receive progestin, which works by thickening the cervical lining, making it a barrier to sperm. By taking birth control, you are suppressing your endogenous production of these hormones, yet you are not supplementing or replacing these hormones in any way. This can have several negative effects, including increased insulin resistance, increased cortisol, which ultimately will cause increased water retention. It's also worth mentioning that receptor sensitivity does vary. Binding at the receptor site can be weaker or stronger. Endogenous hormones do not operate the same as synthetic ones. So the first thing you have to understand is that when you supplement with an exogenous hormone, this is going to signal to your pituitary gland that it is not necessary to make your natural production of estradiol and progesterone. These hormones are produced based on a feedback loop, which means if you are supplementing with exogenous support, even though it's such a small amount, you're still signaling to your pituitary gland that it doesn't need to produce these hormones regularly. This becomes a problem because estradiol and progesterone offer major benefits for both fat loss and hypertrophy. So let's be clear, birth control and HRT are two completely different things. The amounts of these hormones that you are going to receive in birth control is so much less than the dose you would take if you were trying to restore natural levels. Synthetic forms of these hormones pose different risk than bioidentical forms. Is supplementing with birth control going to negatively impact your ability to lose fat or build muscle? Yes, because you will have the suppression of both estradiol and progesterone just simply by taking a combination pill. That's not to say it's going to hinder fat loss to the point you won't be able to lose body fat. It just means you are going to be in a suboptimal state to do so. Another thing that's worth mentioning is that birth control can have an impact on your body's ability to absorb both vitamins and minerals. This includes selenium, B12, folic acid, magnesium. And we haven't even gotten into the impacts on testosterone. I've been on TRT for a year and a half. It's been nearly a decade since I've been on hormonal birth control. Now, let's be clear. All forms of hormonal birth control will impact testosterone, and this is very specific to training performance, hypertrophy, fat loss, strength gains. We actually do see in a 2014 study by Zimmerman that combined oral birth control can decrease DHEA in test by roughly 50%. We also see a significant drop-off in protein synthesis post-workout. Despite how it sounds, I promise this video isn't intended to demonize birth control. It's just to say that there are real considerations that you should make if you are trying to be a competitive physique athlete and if you have other alternatives of birth control that you're considering. But I do think there are considerations that you should be aware of if you're trying to compete and optimize every part of your programming. Personally, I've had a copper IUD for almost 5 years now. Honestly, I can't say enough about it. It is amazing. 10 for 10, would recommend. Sure, there are risks that you need to be aware of, but I will save that for another video specific to the copper IUD and non-hormonal forms of birth control. If you are interested in exclusive content that will not be featured on YouTube that is specific to the female physique athlete and supplemental protocols, be sure to sign up for my Patreon. The link is in the description below. As always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.